Hello, and welcome to my latest podcast, Dr. Said Says and Thinks. I am Dr. Cedric Wood, and I've got some thoughts today. I am in shock again. Back to my old name for my podcast. Are you kidding me? I look at people across the globe sending out rockets to kill people and do millions of dollars worth of damage to some other country's buildings. It's beyond comprehensible. It's like, Netanyahu, do you not have a brain? Activate the brain. What should I do? Kill a bunch of people? That's what we're doing over in Gaza. Yeah, it's working out pretty well. Thousands of families being slaughtered, disrupted, dismembered. That's working out pretty well. For you, it's not working out so well for them. Do you not have a heart? If we open it up, it's like a big empty space in here. Echo, echo. There's no heart there? Well, Dr. Wood, you have to realize after so many years of us being damaged, and look at October the 7th, of course. Okay, I get it. You shooting them and sending soldiers over on October 7th and 8th and 9th and 10th, I get it. That does not impugn your personality health at all. That's pure protectivism. Maslow's number 2, basic human needs, is safety. We are all needing safety and protectionism. How can I protect myself and my people? I totally get it. That made perfect sense. What should you have done after a week? Okay, maybe 2 weeks. What should you have done? You should have been out there up front saying, hey guys, do you want me to continue bombing you? And saying, well, Hamas was hiding in the bottom floor of this hospital, so we had to bomb the hospital, of course. Activate the brain. No, you talk to them. You get in front of a video camera and say, here's an empty chair right here. Please, Mr. Sinwar and your brother, Mr. Sinwar, can you come and sit down and talk about this? We're ready to talk. That was a horrific attack, unforgivable on our citizens. 120 plus shot and killed in cold blood. They weren't soldiers that were out there, with their armor on and their guns and fighting. No, they were just kids at a music festival. Activate your brain, Sinwar brothers. And now you're both dead. How did that work out for you? Not too good. You become aggressive, and so often you die. Now, there are many notable exceptions. Hitler lived for years, and then he killed himself and his lovely wife. Franco in Spain, I think that's the worst example because he went and killed a bunch of people, and then he continued reigning over Spain for decades to come. That's not a good example because that makes people like Netanyahu and Iran, the Ayatollah, think, oh, well, it's okay for us to fund Hamas and all the people underground in the tunnels like roaches crawling around in the tunnels. Yeah, let's fund them because they've got a good purpose in mind. What is that, Ayatollah? Well, they're going to go through the tunnels and then come out with guns and start shooting and killing innocent young people at a music festival and innocent families in the kibbutz and, in their homes. And all of a sudden, is that a good thing to do? Ayatollah, no, it's not. Activate the brain. You don't understand, Dr. Wood. We've been fighting those darn Jews for centuries and centuries. Yes, you have been. And why have you been fighting them? Well, that's just our culture. We like to fight and kill people. Well, wait a minute. I thought Islam was a religion of peace. Well, it is when when everything's going okay, according to us. in the year 9/11, what Muslim went and attacked a city, a country, killing and taking over their government? Then they attacked Egypt and killed a bunch of people and took over their government. And then they went across the African continent, killed a bunch of people, took over their cities. I think Carthage was already in ruin by the Visigoths, who came down across Gibraltar and came over and attacked Carthage, a beautiful city of great culture, a Roman city of high functioning people, and a culture, I guess, of games and such. It's not. I hope they're not proud of the games in the stadium where people were killed by lions. Wrong, but nonetheless. And so then the Islam fighters were fighting for our religion. Okay, but what else are you fighting for? Let's come clean. Power, control, and domination. Now we're talking about the real reason you're sending out so much money to hire so many soldiers to march across northern Africa and go and kill a bunch of people. We're going to kill them. My new phrase is, when the brain goes bad. I don't care if it's somebody pulling out a gun in Deep Ellum here in Dallas and shooting a young man who's just out for an evening of fun, killing him, and then you run away. Oh, I don't want to go to jail. More than likely, you're going to prison for decades to come. Is that what you want? Well, I thought I would get away with it. Whether you get away with it or not, is that the right thing to do, to kill someone? Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. We didn't have the 10 Commandments up in your classroom, so you didn't realize that one, thou shalt not kill. Oh, you didn't realize that. You thought it was okay if someone looked at you wrong, or somebody scraped their hand across your car as you drove by. It was okay to jump out of the car and shoot and kill the lovely young lady that the man was with. We have to get the word out that that's a derangement. You're not mentally okay. You're whacked in the brain to think that I'm going to get my gun. Not a single time in my life. And I ain't 40 anymore. Have I said, hey, I'm going out with my friends to Deep Ellum, or I'm going out with my lovely lady on a date. Okay, here I go. Oh, I almost forgot my gun. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I'm ready to go now. Let's go have some fun. If anybody looks at me wrong, they're getting it. You've got to be kidding me. How is our culture failing at teaching our young people, don't carry a gun, and even if you are compelled to do it in case somebody is actually attacking you, at least don't be the attacker. Well, I might be the attacker if someone looks at me wrong. Yeah, don't look at me. I'm going to kill you. We're not letting these young people know. And I'm off topic here because Netanyahu and all of his generals, they're not young. They should have been more mature and grown up. But the fact of the matter is that I'm going to go back to Islam. Centuries, since the 600s AD, they've been wanting to spread their religion by killing Mecca and Medina. Those are the two big areas of Muslim, but not always. Muhammad wanted to go into Mecca, and they said, nope, we don't want you here. We don't like your type. Go away. And so he went over to Medina, and they welcomed him in there. Well, great. That was great. You found a city that welcomed you there, and you were able to kind of set up your throne or your executive chair. And so that was pretty cool. You were able to practice and preach, your faith and everything, but you wanted something more. So you went over to Mecca and fought and killed them. And then it just went on century after century, all the way across northern Africa and then into Spain. Here we go. And You took over Spain. You beat the Visigoths that were there ruling. They were the first ones that stopped wearing their fur coats and their furs that they actually, one leader, actually put on a beautiful purple velvet king's robe. So that was like the start of that, and ruled for a long time. But the dudes back in Damascus didn't like that. They wanted more what? PCD. I've got a whole write-up on PCD. Power, control, and domination. We will win this war. You will succumb to us. We are the carriers of the truth. Okay, why aren't psychologists being interviewed on the news every night explaining this psychological dynamic? Or can I say this psychological dysfunction? Okay, it makes perfect sense if the Ayatollah said, well, if Israel will stop bombing us, then we'll come to the negotiation table. I'm sorry, you were already at the negotiation table a few weeks ago and you failed. Well, they weren't meeting our terms. And what were your terms? Egocentric and egopathic terms. Yeah. When are we going to grow up and realize that egocentrism and egopathy is not a sign of mental health? Now, I don't mean axis 1, I mean axis 2. That's where the personality disorder is. And that's a sign of a personality disorder. Okay, you got that? Look in the mirror and say, ooh, I'm not being very mentally healthy. What can I do? You can stop planning what so many caliphates have planned before you to take over the other countries, to win the war, kill a bunch of people so that we can reign supreme. Really, when are we going to grow up? You take care of your house, your city, your state, and we've done very well here in the United States. We haven't had a single state attack another state because they wanted to grow their state. They wanted Oklahoma to be a huge state, so we're going to go attack Texas. Okay, we haven't done that, and that makes Americans at the very shining top, along with other countries in Northern Europe, of the ladder of mental health and high what? Character. High character. High IMACE. What is IMACE? Integrity, maturity, adult ego state, character, and emotional intelligence. The book is right over there. You want me to get it and read it to you? Emotional intelligence. And so neither Israel nor Iran is showing emotional intelligence. Well, how dare them bomb us? Well, you were funding proxy armies over in Gaza and I guess in the Hezbollah. You were funding them. That's what we've heard. And so why didn't you behave well first? There should be a key phrase in all of psychology and beyond, and that is, but what did you do first? Everybody knows that thing of, you're behaving bad. Yes, but there's 3 more fingers that are pointing back to me. That's how that works. What did you do first? And so if you want them to stop, you go to Netanyahu and say, we're so sorry. We were sending millions in to organize armies in Gaza, and when we funded the Sinwar brothers, war is sin in most cases, and so that was appropriate. And we funded them because we were hoping they would send a bunch of soldiers, a bunch of terrorists across with their faces covered in their guns to go and kill you. Okay, calm down, Ayatollah. And now that you've done that, and you've triggered Netanyahu's response, and so just throw up your hands and say, we own it. That's the appropriate thing to do. We own that we misbehaved. We thought that we could erase you from the river to the sea, and that was inappropriate. We're sorry. We're going to get rid of that thinking because we know that that's uh, not very kind and caring. It's not KC7, kind, caring, calm, cool, considerate, congenial, cooperative, and collaborative. It's not those things. So we're so sorry we misbehaved. Um, Now that we've admitted that, and we're going to stop this whole nuclear enrichment program, can you stop bombing us? I'd like to think that Netanyahu has enough maturity to say, okay, well, now we're talking. Now we're having what's called an adult conversation. You can see it there on my board right behind me. 3-parent at the top, and then the next 3 are adult. We need to be reaching for our inner adult every time we can. And that is most of the time being kind and considerate of the other person, taking their point of view into account. And I just don't see that happening. And I'm not even going to go down the road of Putin and, oh, he's so, oh, yes. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. I hope this has been helpful. Please, all the news departments in the United States of America, call your local psychologist and ask him or her to come in front of the camera and explain the psychological deficits inside these leaders who don't know how to behave. I think President Trump's doing a pretty good job because he's saying, I'm going to think about it and don't kill the Ayatollah, whatever you do. Thank you, President Trump. That was very wise. And he's going to decide whether he wants to blow up their whole building that's hidden in the mountain. And I hope he decides not to. All the politicians that are saying don't do that, thank goodness for them. We are not going to get involved in this. Okay, President Trump? Hold the line. Stay the course. Do the right thing. Okay? Thank you. Thank you for all tuning in. If you have any comments or questions, everybody always says, go there and like me. I don't know where that is. Where do you like me? I don't know. Some invisible thing there you push. And otherwise, on YouTube, you can write me and you can make comments. I look forward to your comments, okay? Let's pray for peace. Let's do the right thing. Let's get psychological understanding of healthy personality out to the whole world. Thank you again for tuning in. I am Dr. Cedric Wood. I'll see you next time.